couple of wings. For the wings, I will be using Hitec HS81s with a white connector. Also will be installing the motor too, so the motor's ready to go. Got my speed control here, the E-Flite 60 amp with the BEC on and off switch. Got my Spectrum receiver here, 6200. And I got my DX7 that I'm going to run this off of. So I'm going to get you guys a closer view here of what I'm doing. Got some. So as you can see here, I now have the L-shaped servo horn on there. It was a circle. So what I'm going to do here is put a little dab right in this corner and a little dab right in that corner. A little bit on the side here. Push it in there. Do the same thing to the other side. Servos fit in there pretty tight as it is, which is what you want. Also held by a little epoxy. Slide it back in place. There we have it. So the servos for the ailerons are also in there too now. I've already CA'd these. These needed CAs. The ailerons needed CA glue also to slide in place, but they're already been did. So I can go ahead and cut on my radio, get the epoxy out the way, light up, test them one more time before that epoxy glues to make sure everything's working. And there we have it. They're both working. So now I'll go ahead and prepare to install the fan while these dry. Okay, so we're ready to move on to the motor here. Go ahead and take the motor out. So we got the brand new motor here. Our bullets are already attached there. Go ahead and peel this sticker off here. Gives you instructions of which motors are capable of what, how many amp draws you should get. This is the 3575 kV motor. And we have our E-Flite 60 amp ESC with the bullets already there. Has a on and off switch for the BEC. Go ahead and plug this up here. Match the wire colors. Red to red, black to black, and yellow to blue. I'm just going to go ahead and set this in place here and see what see if I got the motor running in the right direction already before I go ahead and put the silicone on here. Going to hook this into my receiver. So we want to go with the throttle area. Grab a 4-cell battery here I got. Turn on my radio. Make sure the throttle's in the down position. Now you guys want to be very careful when you do this because this fan's about to run here. So I'm going to go ahead and plug in. One beep now, and that last beep means this fan is live, so it's going to give it a little throttle. And that's the correct way to have it. So that's good right there. Go ahead and unplug this again. Move my receiver. So now what I'm going to do here is make sure these wires are all pressed in there tight. Slide everything under this little gap here. Make sure that BEC gets past this gap here. There we go. So the ESC sits right there. Going to make sure our wires are connected. We're heading towards the back here of this area. Slid in there. Wires are in there. Wires are tucked underneath, coming up under the bottom here. Right there. Good fan position. Make sure our wires are sitting straight in the back there. Now the fan sits right there. So now what I'm going to do is add some silicone here. Just to dab to both sides. Just a little on both sides. Get me a mixing stick here so I can grab a little bit of this from one side, smear it in there, smear it down on this side. So this should lock the fan in place there for you. And it'll hold. It'll turn rubbery, so when the fan's rubbing, I believe this method kind of helps the vibrating that if you get sometimes on EDF units out of there. So here's the top that sits in there. We're just going to go ahead and screw this in there to make sure we get as tight as fit as possible. Do the same thing on this side. Now I'll go ahead and let this fan sit like this for about an hour. There we have it. Fans installed. ESC's installed. Go ahead and run my wire back through here. Push the canopy opening back up in here. So everything fits there. So that when the canopy comes off, all my wires are sitting right here. So we're pretty much working our way forward. And that's it. Now the fan's installed.